steal the land. Someone who always can. Hot diggity damn, it's episode number 70 of What's Up Flobo After Hours, your Monday night delight live in the treehouse in Culver City, California. I'm Flobo, obviously. And if you're watching this on that YouTube, on that Twitter, and that Twitch, thank you so much. Have a like and follow, whatever is applicable to that particular platform. And I want to say thank you so much for making this a journey. This is the penultimate episode of After Hours. Next week is our finale, but that doesn't mean we're not going to go out and do it big. That doesn't mean we're going to get a hard-hitting guest. Before I get to that, though, can I give a shout out to members of the Boisterous Crew, patreon.com/Flobo Boys. That's what we call our people, our supporters that come out there and support every month. Original content that we're talking about, like Flobo's book club. We're talking about Flobo Tries. We're talking about exclusive interviews from New Amsterdam Radio and more. You can be a member of the Boisterous Crew by hitting up patreon.com/Flobo Boys. So I got to give a shout out to Christopher C, Christy H, ACH, Adric P, Oliver E, Princess Leia, Matthew C, John W, and Richard R. You make this show a reality. Now I got the housekeeping out the way. Episode 70, baby. I'm being joined by a superstar guest, y'all. This guy's a host, a creator, a pop culture fanatic, a veteran, and such a good human. He was personally vouched by former guest of the show, Ride Guy. Give it up for Dwain Burke. What up, sir?
Oh, that's one hell of an introduction.
Don't mess it up. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's supposed to be in the show. I appreciate you, man, for sure.
No, it was crazy. Like, I popped in for Ryan's episode and Ryan was like, "Hey, you should have him on the show." And I was like, "Well, I'd be down with, like, why not?"
Hell yeah, man. Anyone who is a Riot Guy fan is a fan of mine. Are you wearing a Powerline shirt from the Goof movie? Like, that what it is?
I am, yeah.
Hell, you know what? Flobo fact, my mom hates people in crowds, but that is the last movie she saw in theaters. 1996, we went to Cineplex Odeon at Kings Plaza, Brooklyn, New York, and we saw a Goofy movie, and it was one of my best childhood memories because my mom toughed it out to be with pals to see that film. Watch it if you haven't already. To Mr. Burke, Dwain, if I can call you, man, how's life? How you living?
Life is good. Life is good. Wrapping up seasons on Schmoedown, FCL, kind of finishing out the year strong. Heading home for the holidays. You know,
yeah.
Like, I'm excited.
How long
about
are you going out for?
I'm gonna be in St. Louis for 2 weeks for Thanksgiving, and then I'll be back for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks for Christmas and New Year's.
Back in LA?
No, back in St. So I'll be back in LA in between, and then I'm going back.
Oh,
to
okay,
St. Louis.
gotcha. So, what is your vibe? Because again, a lot of our people in our chat know this about me, that Thanksgiving is my least favorite holiday of all time. But where do you stand on Thanksgiving? Is it your favorite top tier holiday? Top 3, top 5?
No, it's kind of just like an excuse to get the family together and eat. Like,
hell yeah!
Like I don't really actually care about the holiday, like, because, you know, it's not a great holiday. But
see, I knew you were a good dude, man. This proves it. I don't understand the point of Thanksgiving, man. I just don't get it. Like, I can have dinner with my family at any point in time. In fact, I'm going to New York December 7th, like in the middle of everything. You'd be like, yo, I'm getting a big meal when I land. I'm not making Thanksgiving a thing. I'm doing it. What's your favorite holiday, by the way?
Probably 4th of July, but that's because, like, I love fireworks.
Oh,
and
really?
I have a weird relationship with fireworks now, but
Tell me more.
I've always loved fireworks. When I joined the military, one of the things I wanted to do was learn how to blow stuff up.
First of all, what's up to Lars Zoom, man? Thanks for checking us out on Twitch, man. Thank you, boys, support boys. Hold on. Usually it's the opposite. Usually I hear people go, I'm a veteran. I hate fireworks. But you're like, nah, I'm all about that life.
I mean, now I have a little bit of a different relationship with them. I still like them, but they do, like, I have to, like, prepare myself for them. Where, like, when I was a kid, I'd be like, yo, fireworks any time of year, all day. Like, I'm ready for them. Now I have to kind of, like, mentally prepare for them, but I still like, I love fireworks shows and seeing, like, fireworks go off. Which kind of, like, I love where I live now because I can watch them actually from my apartment complex. So I can see them, but I don't have to hear them.
Oh, yeah, because like Disneyland, right? Disneyland does their fireworks every night at 9 o'clock.
No, they do them on the beach down here on 4th of July.
Okay, yeah.
And I can see them from. I live like up on one of the hills down here.
So let me ask you this, man, because I know 4th of July is one of the many grueling holidays, right? Along with Memorial Day or a Labor Day, and my personal favorite, Super Bowl Sunday. Like, what makes 4th of July like? Is it like a patriotic sense of things, or is the fact it's the middle of the summer? Like, what's the biggest appeal?
Uh, it's kind of the summer, but also, um, in St. Louis, fireworks are illegal. Like
Oh,
you can't even like buy them in
yeah.
St. Louis. So what happens is every year around 4th of July, like right outside the city limits where they are legal, fireworks stands like pop up and you can like go buy fireworks. And I like as a kid, like I would always be like, yo, it's that time of year. Fireworks stands are coming. Like it was something to be excited for like kids who love Halloween candy because they know like the
Yeah.
candy's coming. Like for me, it was like, yo, fireworks are coming. It's that time of year. So like I don't, and also in St. Louis, we have a huge like the county fair is 4th of July weekend every year.
Yeah. My man is like
So
contraband.
yeah,
That's what.
I mean,
Yo, respect. I ain't mad at that, yo.
yeah, I mean,
It's illegal. Put me on.
it's just like what got me hooked on fourth. Like, it's not the patriotic thing or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's 100%. It was about like Fair St. Louis. It was about fireworks, and that's really it for me.
No, respect. My favorite holiday is New Year's Day. For those who know that, I love that the holiday personally. So something about the Schmoedown, man. You're a content creator guru. You got your own podcast network. You're helping other podcast network. First question: what do you work on? Tell me everything, and how do you keep everything straight?
I mean, I work on a lot of stuff. Schmoedown is like probably the biggest thing that I work on. I do like the switching and the technical direction and engineering for those shows when we do live shows, and then I
Yeah,
do some of the behind the scenes stuff for digital shows, and then for FCL, which we do on Twitch every week. I produce, direct, like completely control everything. Like I am a one man control room for that. Like you worked at AfterBuzz with Ryan, right? So
a
it's like
long time ago,
so
man.
so like so that like the control room that you guys have, I basically
Yeah,
that's what this setup in front of me looks like.
yeah.
I've got like 3 monitors. I've got a beast of a computer in back in the corner over there that I like
Liquid cooled, I
bring.
guess.
This one's not liquid cooled, but I'm working on building a liquid cooled one
Whew.
to replace this one.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's that's what's gonna like I bring everybody in, control all the audio, switch everything. Like it's a beast of a production. I like manage all of our graphics assets and making sure guys get me stuff on time. Like it's a beast.
So yours is one guy. It's one
Yeah,
guy doing this. No team. It's
one
one dude.
yeah one guy.
They
I
pay
mean,
you well, I hope.
I have a team that does like the graphics, video packages, stuff like that. But it's kind of my job to make sure that I get them and
Yeah.
then load them in, and then once they're on my desk, it's on me.
They pay you, right? Like it ain't
Yeah,
volunteer.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
say
yeah,
run a whole
yeah,
empire for nothing.
yeah.
Shout out to the homie Lars Dude. He asked us the question. He says,
Uh,
what headphones are those, man? I see him
these
commenting
are
direction.
the Sony professional audio monitoring headphones.
MDRs, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. The
Yeah,
1000.
these ones are MDRs. I
Yeah,
actually
what's
want to
up?
replace them with Audio Technica. I think they're MX 150s. I
Wait, are
think
those also flat response or no? I don't know how that
yeah,
works.
yeah,
Okay.
they
Yeah.
are. They're just these ones are getting old. Like the foam is like cracking and like I mean I've
Yeah.
had them
Yeah.
for so long, but it's like I need to get new ones.
Okay, man. Professional tools, man. I use a cheap ass $30 LAUX. It's all good, baby. I do
No,
podcasts, man.
it's
Leave me alone.
no. I talk to people about it all the time. It's like you can buy stuff that's in your price bracket, which is perfectly fine. And then as you go along and you like, because when you first start out, don't buy expensive stuff. That's like my number one rule is do not buy expensive stuff when you
I
first
agreed.
start out.
I agreed.
Use your phone, use your iPhone headphones, like use the stuff that you've already got. Don't
True.
buy stuff
True.
because when you first start, you don't know if you're gonna like it. You don't know if you're gonna be able to keep it up. You don't know. And once
Yeah.
you know, then start investing in your forever gear. the nice microphone, the good camera, the computer that's gonna hold you over for a decade. Like, wait, do that after you've kind of like, I'd say a year. Do it for a year with the bare bones, and then start buying new stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like an evolution. I remember my first computer was a MacBook Air, and I had the onboard camera. And now my tower is like a Stimmy tower. Like I got like a Skytech Archangel. Like it's not even that good, but it was a step up from that. And I feel like if I keep doing that, then I'll have like the 4 screen setup, matrix, minor report thing. Yeah, JLJ me has a question for you, man. It says, "Are you an organized person?"
I am an extremely organized person.
I can tell. Look how clean that background is. I see that shit. Yeah.
I actually, this is my new office. This room is relatively new to be put together. I started putting everything in here last week.
Okay.
This room used to have I used to have a roommate. Roommate moved out.
Moved out? You got rid of them?
No, they moved out. They ended up getting married, and
oh, poor guy. Yeah.
But when they moved out, I was like, well, I got an office.
Yeah.
So I started moving all this stuff in here. The couch I moved in here this morning. It was a huge pain in the ass. I did it by myself.
Damn, man. Did you got like lower back problems? Like
I do.
Really young, bro.
I actually do. But once you like take the feet off and the cushions out, it was kind of light. I like slid it across the floor.
Wow, DIY, man. Respect.
But yeah, I do everything myself, basically. Like, it's just I've always operated that way. Because I think once you know how to do it yourself, and you have like, because this was one of the hard things when I started collaborating with other people, was, or especially on a new venture, is you don't have a clear vision of like what you want it to be, or what the roles are, or who's responsible for what.
Sure.
And like when you do everything yourself, you kind of learn like, okay, I can find someone else to do this, and this is how I want it done, so I can give them clear direction on how it needs to look. Like for when I get my the channel comes back, my personal channel comes back with all my tutorials and stuff in January, I hired an editor because I was editing everything myself. And I was like, hey, here's my old episodes. This is how I want it to look. This is the runtime. Give him like kind of a guidance, and then like let him do his thing. And then, receive it. Here's my notes. Tighten it up. And you'd play that back and forth. But it's just a habit that I've kind of gotten into, is do it first yourself, and then bring on other people once you have the clarity to give them the direction, especially when it's yours. You know?
Imagine having clarity. Next question. Is it weird when you bring dates over though? Are you kind of like, oh, don't worry about that other room, that's where I do all my work? Do you feel like a serial killer?
I think it would have pre-pandemic, but now like everyone is so used to working from home. Like if I brought a date over and been like, oh yeah, that's my office, like they're not gonna be like, oh, it's weird, he works from home.
Well, not that part, but like, yo, these are all my cameras and my computer screens I set up. That's all right though.
I mean, I think even in the advent of like, Twitch kind of becoming such a big thing, and like streaming becoming such a big thing, I don't think it's as weird. I mean, yeah, I might have to explain it a little bit, but
okay.
but also like, it's not like I have a closed door. The door is closed right now because I'm in here, but like when I'm not in here, normally the door's open. So like they would walk in and see it. It's not like I'd be like, yo, don't go in that room. That room's not for you.
Like the bat cave. What are you doing here? Okay. So you mentioned I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, I ruined your profile, didn't I? All right. We're talking about like your channel, and I was perusing your YouTube channel. You have a couple shows, Dessert Men Live, Book Nook, Technical Difficulties. What does the channel like look for? What are you trying to do the next year? Describe your shows. Give me everything, baby.
Yeah. So Dessert Men Live was kind of like it was like an entertainment news show. And then we kind of like transitioned to just what was going on in the world.
But why is it called Dessert Man? I'm curious. Is it like cakes? Like you showing your ass? Like what?
No, it was actually called Dessert Men as an inside joke with me and my co-host. We were in a group chat with a bunch of our friends, and someone was like, "Yo, we're a bunch of snacks," in the group chat, and then we changed the name of the group chat to Dessert X because it's not only men in the chat, but we were like, "Yo," because we were having some wild conversations. We were like, "We should record this conversation and like
Yeah.
do this live on screen." And we were like, "You know what? Yeah, let's do it." And then we made it a show.
And that's weekly, or was weekly.
It was weekly. Hopefully in the new year we can get it back. Both myself and my co-host changed work schedules like drastically, and kind of it killed the schedule, the planned time for that show. But hopefully we can bring it back. Technical difficulties is probably going to be the focus of the show.
Oh yeah,
or of the channel
talk about it.
in the new year. It was live streams, but I think I'm going to go to more like pre-taped tutorial style content. It was tutorials already, but I would like hop on for like an hour, talk about a topic, like how to equalize your microphone. And then I would walk through it live on air, do it live, let people ask questions and answer, questions in the live chat as it's going in real time. Cause like one of the biggest things that I struggle with tutorials sometimes is when something doesn't quite go right and you can't ask like, "Yo, I've got this question." Like you could put a comment on the video, but there's no guarantee that anyone who actually knows what they're talking about is going to see your comment, respond to your comment, and help you. So I was like, I can do this live. And, if people are curious about it, I can give them answers. They have the access to me.
Yeah.
Not that I'm like the foremost expert on any of this stuff, but someone who's got a little bit of technical know-how right there at their fingertips to answer their questions. And I would always leave like, 5-10 minutes at the end. So if someone had a question from another episode that they could like, I could circle back to it and answer. So it's like, that's what it was. And I'm probably still going to do something like that still, but it'll be separate from the main channel. It'll probably like be on Twitch or, Patreon or something like that. I don't have a clear vision for that yet, but it'll still be there in the future.
That reminds me of the actor Freddie Prinze Jr. He was on the episode of the New Day podcast, and he's like, "Hey, look, if you guys who don't know, Freddie Prinze Jr. used to write for WWE. He was their actual staff writer. He used to write the storylines for WWE, and he actually ran a promo class. So he will go and teach wrestlers how to cut promos or how to do character work. And there were some wrestlers I would say, Freddie Prinze Jr., like, you're not anyone special. Like, who cares?" And Freddie would say, "Look, I forgot what he used. I forgot the actor he used. I'm not Robert Redford or I'm not Tom Hanks, but I'm the one that's here working with you today. So take my advice if you will." So like, it's interesting because I'm watching technical difficulties, researching the show, and I'm like, okay, watch later, because you dropped some nuggets in there. And frankly, people will be charging for that kind of information, but you're giving it away for free.
Yeah, I as a like as just to put it bluntly, as a black man growing up, technology was something that wasn't openly accessible for me. Like I grew up in the inner city, like I went to public school. It wasn't something that like we didn't have YouTube when I was growing up. I couldn't learn about science on YouTube. I had to rely on school. But we have this now, and I'd like to hopefully, be a resource for people that are interested in any of this, interested in this industry, especially the behind the scenes stuff, because you get, no glory. It's if you're looking to get into it, it's a place to start, and hopefully I can find the next engineer that's working for the NFL or something like that, learned it on my show, or a kid wants to learn how to produce a news show, and he uses my videos to help him do that. I would love it. That's the goal.
Respect. A question: what was your favorite subject in school? I'm just curious.
I had a love-hate relationship with school because my dad was a teacher,
Oh, say
Not
less,
at
man.
not at the school that I went to, but he was a teacher. So he was very like, get A's. You need to
Yeah.
apply
No
yourself.
son of
And
mine's getting a
I
B. Yeah, I got you.
and me, you know, being me, I was like, yo, you want me to get an A? Cool, I'm getting an F. Like,
Wait, what the? I got you, fam. No, that's not how that works.
I was like very much like, yo, that's what you want me to do? Cool, I'm gonna do the exact opposite.
Yeah, when
And
you have kids, they're gonna piss you off the
and
same
like,
way. I'm like,
oh
damn.
no, I'm sure they will, but like, I love school. I love learning. I don't know if I had a favorite subject because I'm one of those like weird people that did not apply themselves at all, but
Sweet.
excelled.
Oh, me
Like
too, baby. B
like
plus life.
like I
Yes.
did not apply myself at all. The
Yeah.
greatest teacher I had was my AP Trig and AP Calc teacher in high school because homework didn't count.
Oh, that's some new age
Tests
stuff.
tests were the only thing that mattered. So I was gravy. I
You cannot give a
because
kid that kind of freedom. Not at all.
I never did homework, never did it. But I aced tests because for me as a kid, and still now to this day, I kind of look back at it and I'm like, yo, why am I doing homework if I understand the subject knowledge?
Yeah.
Like homework should be practice to help you learn if you need it. It shouldn't, to me, it shouldn't be mandatory. The test shows that you know what you're doing. So why am I getting an F if I aced the test but didn't do the homework?
This guy's trying to logically reason homework out of existence. Yo, respect, bro. Why does homework exist, brother? Explain yourself.
But that's like how I approach school, and to my detriment because that's not the way school worked.
Right.
But I would always be like, yo, why the hell am I doing homework? Like I could be, you know, playing soccer. Like I was out on the soccer field nonstop, you know, playing.
What'd you play, by the way? What was your position?
I played left wing and keeper.
I was left back. Respect.
But like that was my focus. It was not doing homework. I was like I kept my grades good enough to continue to play sports, and that was it.
Well, let me ask a question then, man, because one of your shows is called Book Nook, where you go into like reading books and talking about them. That seems very academic, no?
No, I love books. I love writing. The one of the reasons I want to kind of go to edited VOD type videos is because it gives me the ability to like flex my writing muscles. And
Okay.
while it's not like, you know, fiction creative, it is still creative writing because your videos still got a hook. You know, you still got to make them excitable for the audience. So it's a way for me to kind of flex that muscle while still doing kind of technical sciencey stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. What? So you have all these shows that you do for your channel, and then you have the Schmoedown stuff, and you obviously have a personal life. Like, do you have a calendar or schedule, or you just kind of feel it? You go instinctually, oh, it's Tuesday night, I have to do this. Like, how do you navigate all that stuff?
I haven't moved it in here yet, but I actually do have a like dry erase calendar that's really big, and I like write out the entire month schedule. Like, hey, these are the shows that I have on, you know, what day, what times, how long they're gonna last. These are the days that I'm filming like my own stuff. This is the day that I need to have it to the editor by. This is the day I need to have scripts done by. And it's not that I owe any of this stuff to anyone outside of like my editors, but it just kind of helps me keep myself accountable and like, okay, you know, yo, I can't sleep until noon today because I got to get my ass out of bed and finish this script and then record it.
Yeah.
You know? And I like look at the calendar. I'm like, yo, okay, like today is a day I can't relax. It's all gas, no breaks today. Tomorrow we can hit the brakes.
All breaks.
But like that's kind of how I do it. I'm also like, I can't keep it in my phone. I'm not like, as much as I love tech and I'm embracing new technology, that's something I can't do. I have to like write it down and like, because otherwise I'll forget. If I don't write it down, I'll forget. But if I write it down, I won't forget.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I mean, I have like a to-do list app or whatever, but I like to write down my schedule and be like, oh, I'm behind, I'm ahead, or what have you. You had mentioned before that you used to be a sports guy, you used to be playing on the pitch. Before the show, I'd asked you about teams you support. And in the world of Premier League soccer, you support Chelsea. Unfortunately, nobody's perfect. How'd you get exposed to basically a sport halfway across the world?
I have ADHD, and as a kid, my parents needed something for me to do besides run around the house and terrorize them.
There.
And the sport that you can get into like youngest is soccer. That kind of doesn't change as you get older. Because like I think I started playing when I was 4, and the game is basically the same from 4 until now. It's just, the ball got bigger and the pitch got bigger. Whereas
Right.
like with baseball, like, it starts with T-ball where you're not fielding pitches. You've got a coach, and then it like moves up to like a coach is pitching, and then it moves up to like you're facing actual pitchers. And
Right,
like
right,
at that point, I was like, "Yo, baseball, not for me."
Damn.
Because I could pitch very well, I could field very well, but I can't hit
Right.
because I,
That's
I can't
half of
I
them.
can't see.
I mean, I
So
I don't wear glasses. But I'm also awful at it. So, but what are Premier League stuff? Like, would you go like, oh man, this because there's local teams in the United States, the MLS and all that stuff, and you're like, no, I'm Chelsea, bro. I bleed blue.
I mean, the MLS wasn't really a thing when I kind of got into soccer, and then my coach was like, and my dad as well to an extent was like, well, if you want to be the best that you can be, you need to watch the best that there is.
Wow,
And
you picked
they
Chelsea?
were,
Jesus.
well, I didn't start with Chelsea, but they were like, yo, you need to watch professional soccer. You need to see the way the pros are playing and like learn, because it's just like watching game tape
Yeah.
on your opponents. They're like, learn from what they're doing and what not to do or whatnot. And around the time that I started watching Premier League soccer was when Drogba was like the best in the world.
Oh
And
yeah, man. Cote
and
d'Ivoire. What?
and for me, it was like in a game of white men to see a black man be the best. I was like, okay, that's my team. Like I was like,
Fair
there you go,
enough.
that's my team. Like
Yeah,
that's why I support Chelsea. It's like it's not some like family thing or anything like that. I
I
was just
cannot keep
like,
with that. Yeah.
Drogba is the best when I started watching, and I was like, okay, like this is my team.
Yeah, no, I'm with you because like one of the many reasons I'm a Mets fan in baseball because I'm a baseball guy because it's a whole other reason because as a black man I feel like it's part of our history because we had the Negro Leagues and they were integrated basically because we were making more money than baseball and they needed the cash and that's a whole other issue all the time. But I like the Mets because of the two teams in New York, they played more brown and black people. It was like no one's going to Mets games or underachievers, but they took chances on minorities. So I'm totally with that for sure. I support City. My story is a little different. I was bribed with alcohol, but
I
I
mean,
love City for that reason.
that's a normal soccer supporter story, I would say. And
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and I am a baseball guy too. I love the Cardinals. I can't play because
Oh, yeah,
like
respect.
I just can't play at like any level past like maybe like middle school. I think was around when I peaked for baseball,
Yeah,
and
it's
I
funny you mentioned
realized
that because
like,
there was the intramural team and I wanted to be catcher in softball because that's the easiest job ever. And then we hired somebody who was actually worse athletically than I am. And I had to play third base. And softballs are not soft at all. And I had no
no,
coordination. So I was just getting beat up the entire time.
like I could probably play in like an intramural league, but like when I was kind of picking and choosing, because like middle school's around when like if you're gonna play a sport, like you kind of got to parse it down and like pick one.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, soccer is it. Like I was like, I love this game. There's no other sports for me. I did play other sports, but like it was to keep me in shape for soccer. It wasn't because I actually really cared about, like, I wrestled in high school. I didn't really care about wrestling.
What?
It was just, yeah.
Tell me about that, man. Like, I couldn't imagine because I had severe body issues. I played football for about a week in high school. Getting in a singlet and throwing guys on their heads, like what?
Yeah, I mean, I was just like, you run a lot, and I was like, cool, it'll keep me in shape for soccer because it's cold, and I didn't want to go outside and run, and the wrestling team did everything inside as great cardio, and I was like, cool, it keeps me in shape in the winter because there weren't any, like, other than indoor soccer, which I hate. Like it's like, I don't know if I'm like a snob about soccer or what, but like I'm not a fan of indoor soccer as far as like playing. It's just not for me. So I didn't want to play in the indoor leagues in the winter. So I was like, yo, I'll find something else that'll keep me in shape. I played basketball up until high school, when I was too short basically to play. At that point, because I didn't play, because I've been 5'8" since I was like in 4th grade.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was tall up until high school.
Yeah, I got you.
So I played like center, power forward up until then. And then when you get to high school and everyone hits their growth spurts and you're looking at dudes that are, 6 foot, 6'5", I was like, yeah, I can't play the position that I've trained to play my entire life, and I'm not going to learn a new one. So like basketball was over for me. So I needed to find something else. So I went to wrestling, and partially because I loved WWE, and I like, there was a time when I was like, yo, maybe like wrestling could be a career path for me. But this was before kind of like the indies kind of blew up and smaller guys kind of became a thing. Like if you wanted to become big, like even Eddie and like Chris, Edge, like they had to put on weight, they had to get bigger, and I like wasn't a guy that could get bigger.
Right.
Like I tried my hardest in high school, and I maxed out at like 160, and it's like I wasn't getting any bigger.
Let me ask you this as a wrestling fan. Is there a little bit of a spark in there to walk down to Santino Brothers, or to say, hey, you know what, I'm taking class and learn how to bump, or what?
I mean, I know how to bump. It's training that I had to take in the military and stuff, like you have to learn how to fall.
Right.
Because you have to learn like hand-to-hand combat, and you learn like not necessarily like WWE style wrestling, but you do have to learn like BJJ and like stuff like that, and like some more technical stuff. So I do know how to do a lot of that stuff, and I am capable of high flying ish stuff. But it was just like I always wanted to be like my favorite wrestlers in any particular order, depends on the day you ask me, are like Eddie, Edge, and Batista. Like it are,
oh wow,
like,
that's a good mix. Yeah.
and it's a lot of the power stuff, which is like stuff that they don't want small guys doing. Like they want the small guys to do flips and stuff, and it's like,
Yeah.
but what if I'm small and I don't want to do flips? Like,
Yeah, you want to do choke slams.
yeah, like what if I want to be a small guy that's more kind of like more akin to Cesaro or Tony Nese or like something like that, who are wrestlers that I didn't have to look up to when I was like a kid, and if I did, I probably would have pursued it more. But
shout out to Tony Nese, man. Not many people drop him in a conversation about wrestlers. That's up.
Dude is insane. The guy's insane.
Move one, armbar. What's up, David B? What's going on, man? Thanks for joining the show. But do you have a favorite wrestler now, like a current roster wrestler?
Current?
Ooh, I mean, Cesaro is one of them, but I don't know if you had any.
I mean, I do like Cesaro. I think it's hard for me now because there's so much good wrestling, and there's so many great wrestlers that are kind of just, because of how oversaturated the market is, like they get kind of lost in the shuffle. Even the greats, I think, like
to hell with the shuffle. Who does Dwayne love? Who do you love, baby?
I think if I had to narrow it down to one, it would probably be Keith Lee.
Keith
right
Lee.
now. Yeah, like
Bearcat.
I think it would be Keith Lee. And I'm like, I'm not even talking like Bearcat. I want to go back to like Limitless, like bask in his glory. Keith Lee, like he's like when I saw a match between him and I think it was Zack Sabre Jr. from Rev Pro, and I was like, yo, this guy is as big as Brock Lesnar doing moonsaults and kip ups and tope suicidas. Like what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this like how WWE dropped the bag on him. Like I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like
Dang, man.
I can't understand it.
Well, let me ask you a question, man, because I know Keith Lee's, and I know, trust me, guys listening out, it's not a wrestling show, but because a lot of people has been written about Keith Lee's departure, how he was like amazing on NXT. My theory was that NXT gives you a lot more time for matches to like earn that kind of thing. Was there a way that WWE can make Keith Lee work? Caveat that in a way they can market. I know people say let him be him, but I'm saying is if there was a character they could have portrayed that would have made them happy and Keith Lee happy, was that a possibility, or was it doomed from the start?
I think it was possible because if you look at like the pop that he got for the Royal Rumble when he came out and just looked at Brock and face down Brock, and it was like, yo, I saw that and I was like, this match is money. This match is money right here. Brock, Keith Lee, money.
Yeah,
never happened.
Never
the Survivor Series with him and Roman, like he had the biggest reactions of anyone like in that match, and it's like the crowd was there for him. But then they started, changing his music and changing his kind of character, and then he had his health issues and had to take a step back. That's and that will kill Heat as it is. But it's like I think it all started with small things that I think that maybe they thought didn't matter, and it's like, yo, I loved bask in his glory. Like I was yo, this like it was a song that I was like, I got the same feeling with that song that I got with You Think You Know Me. Like that's like I got that same kind of like, yo, it's about to be a banger. Like I felt good going into the match just hearing the song, which when they changed it, I was like, yo, this is trash.
The song was a side step.
I was like, this ain't it. And it's like things like that will kind of like, it doesn't burn me on Keith Lee himself, but it burns me on the presentation that they're giving me. Right.
The reason why I ask is this, and I apologize if you're like, I don't like wrestling, but I'm going to listen to it anyway, because wrestling is life, and life is wrestling. When you have someone like the independent circuits or even NXT, you can say Keith Lee is going to have a 25-minute match with Dominic Dijakovic and have the full entrance and have the Spirit Bomb and all that stuff, all the move sets. But what I've noticed on the main roster, and people say, why does WWE get the main roster wrong, is that I think that they're trying to find a shorthand to get you over in 90 seconds or less. Like for every AJ Styles who found a way to make that work, there are lots of Bobby Roodes who have not. You know what I mean? So I was trying to wonder if there was like a WWE character that would have worked for them main roster, but that would also allow Keith Lee to be that guy in 90 seconds, 2 minutes, 8-minute matches on Raw or SmackDown.
I think maybe if they had kind of given him the Kevin Owens or like Sami Zayn treatment kind of when he came up from NXT, and not kind of like made him start again at the bottom, I think that might have helped him a little bit. Because like, yo, dude was North American and NXT champion at the same time. And
same
it's like,
damn time.
And he was killing it. And it's like, do something like, yo, don't make him drop the belt before he moves up. Make him go up with the belt like Kevin Owens did.
Yeah, like, they didn't expect Karrion Kross to be injured, but
and have him win a title on the main roster, and that's why he's got to leave. And like that's another thing that like always bothered me is like people just leave NXT. It's like, why don't we have a reason that they leave NXT? Like that's what I loved about Kevin Owens. He left NXT because he won a championship on the main roster. So he had to leave. It
Good
made
point.
sense.
Good
Like,
point.
but it's and that's not to say that any of the other promotions out there don't have issues, because they've all got issues. But, there's just a lot going on with WWE.
Charlene says Lee isn't strong enough on the mic. Damn. Sometimes that's actually important, man. You need to be able to talk the game like the Miz. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there are people that I wouldn't say that anyone isn't strong enough on the mic. I think everyone has the capability to do it. Because, like, even look, you say what you want about Roman and his suffering succotash, but when he got in the pocket, when he figured out what he was doing, when he got a character that he understood, his promos now are fire.
That's the big if, man. Like
But
if you got a character you do understand, of course you're not gonna be real. I'm like,
but
if I was a Shakespearean
but
bard, I'd be like, the fuck?
but that's what I'm saying. It's like everyone has the capability to do it. It's that magic that magic. Like, it's timing, it's circumstance, it's everything that's got to go together and kind of come together in that perfect mixture in order for it to work. Like,
Yeah.
the Miz is someone that I've never been like super thrilled about on the mic, but like those promos when him and Daniel Bryan were going back and forth, those were fire.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about like kind of what's going on in the moment, you know.
Yeah. I get you that. I think mic work's important. I think you're right. You have to be able to sell it. And Dusty Rose said it best, live the gimmick, baby. But like if someone's like, yo, man, your character is that you're a guy from Brooklyn who read some books, but you still got sensibilities, I can do that. But if I get called up, and I use the example today, like Kofi Kingston, right? Here's somebody that trained all the time, and someone goes, hey, you're gonna be on TV, but you're gonna make it Jamaican. And he's like, oh damn. Well, you can't be like, I'm sorry, that's not a character I understand. You gotta be like, yo, I'm getting on TV. I'm gonna be Jamaican, me crazy, even the dude's from Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I go to Keith Lee, and it's like he didn't have to say salutations because he used to like do flippy stuffs in NXT. But when you go on Raw and 45 minutes every 3 hours is well, the match tonight it's going to be a big deal because you got to be able to sell it. And I think if he could have, but I don't think that would have worked for moms and kids in Iowa buying souvenir cups. Personally.
Yeah. And I mean, and we never, I don't think he ever got a like program that was like really,
that's the big thing. I agree with you.
That was like there, you know, like he had those matches with Dominic, and it's like those were fire. And it's like we never got anything like that once he got up to the main roster. Like, it was always kind of just like middling, not great on either side. Like, neither side was great in any of those feuds. And I think that's kind of what it was, is there was nothing to like for anyone to hold on to and kind of latch on to. And that will also do it. Even if the character's fire, like if the feud is whack, like that can kill it too. So it's like, it's a lot of, like I was saying, it's all like it's the magic of like timing, circumstance, and everything's got to come together and like coalesce. And if it doesn't, if like one of those or two of those fall flat, like that's it.
Yeah. Well, let me ask a question then. If you are just, telling me about like things that didn't work, you can even use AEW if you want. Like, who's the character that like hits all the points right now? Like the mic work, the in-ring stuff, like the household name, the branding, the next star, if not a star already. Who does it for you?
Oh, I'll go in a couple different promotions. I think in WWE, I think Braun Breaker is like, dude is fire.
Okay, okay, respect.
I think he he's already shown that he has the potential to hold a world championship. Like he's got it. He's got it. He's got the look. He's got the mic skills. He understands what he's supposed to be, and I think that is a great one. I think for AEW, for me, I've always been a bit of a like Luchasaurus fan, and I'm like, I'm kind of like I'm kind of bummed like he always kind of like takes a back seat because
Yeah.
I think he is like he's amazing. Like I think he's the best part of the Jurassic Express. Like I like Jungle Boy, but I think that there is something special about someone being able to get a luchador dinosaur over. Like
Oh yeah.
that's one of those gimmicks that people are like, yo, like this ain't gonna work. And it works in every like single way. It's like flawless. And that's one for me. I think on I think Brit is a good one, but I want to see Thunder Rosa get the belt. I think Thunder Rosa is like she's got to be the one to beat Brit. I think she has to be.
That ship has sailed, in my opinion, but I'll get that in a second. Motorola says,
No, it's fair. That's fair.
I've been watching Jungle Boy for a long time. Whenever they try to pull a trick on him, he's going to skyrocket. So I'm glad I mentioned that because acts like Thunder Rosa and Jungle Boy could have at one point be the top of that promotion, could have be stars.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they cannot be now, but if you're Tony Khan, you had a fork in the road and going, do I want to make these, I won't say homegrown because Thunder Rosa isn't homegrown, but these outside WWE talents stars, but then you sign Christian Cage, Mark Henry, Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, and you got to put them on TV because you gave them money. You can't be like, all right, I signed them. So guys like that, guys like Jungle Boy, guys like Sonny Kiss, they're not going to get the time anymore. Let's be real.
No, Sonny Kiss is outstanding, and I like it. I don't. Yeah, it's again, and it's one of the things like when people was it last week were complaining about all the releases, and I'm like, yo, the day's gonna come for AEW too. It's gonna come.
Oh yeah,
because they got a ton of people that aren't on TV that aren't doing a whole lot. You know, like the day is going to come.
Oh yeah,
and just remember this when that day comes.
Hold on. Haywood Ron says, Dwayne, who would you say we cricket to throw cake on? Who makes cake to throw at? You know what, Haywood? I'm not supporting that question. Who makes cake?
I mean, I guess Jade could do it.
Red Velvet Cheetah or Mickey James, Jade Cargill. You know what? She has so many abs, bro. I'd be like, yo, just throw it on me and leave. Don't hit me. Just throw the cake on me and get out of here.
I think Jade will be like top tier one day. She's not there yet. She's not there yet.
I agree with you.
Like I don't think she's there yet, but she's got the potential to be a top.
It blows my mind because this time last year we're like, who is this chick? I don't know. She's terrible, but even that Shaq Mac side, she put the work in. So
yeah, I love Jade, and I'm a little worried that because of like kind of where Thunder Rosa is at right now, she's gonna win the TBS title, but I really want Jade to win.
What is the TBS title? I mean, really, what is it supposed to be? Like
the women's equivalent of the TNT title, I guess. Like I don't really know what it is either, but again, like it's just something to kind of like help and kind of solidify how they see her, and hopefully get, because I still see people are kind of like hot and cold on Jade, and it's like I don't know what I'm picking up that you're missing, but like hopefully you know
she's on TV frequently. You'll come on for 2 weeks and disappear for a month, and you're like, well, but I'm with you though.
I mean, but that's all the women, honestly. But like,
hey, what wrong? I know Dynamite's moving to TBS. I get that. But it's like
we know that. But
why is there a secondary? You haven't told me what that means. Like I don't know what that means.
And is it gonna be like, you know, show exclusive like that? That's what I like. Those are the unanswered questions that we have. So you have a mid card title that's only on one show, so all of the women on the other show can't compete for it. It's so like There's a lot of questions about both the TBS title and the TNT title that we don't have answers for yet. And I'm sure we're going to get them. It's just, you know,
Yeah, and I
But
think the biggest problem is that since the AEW women's division is so inconsistent, is like, don't tell me you're gonna get this title and then like sequester it to Dark Elevation. Like, what's the point then?
yeah,
I had a question here. Oh, sorry, Haywood Wong. The whole deal with Greg and Thunder Rosa story. It's like I'm over it. Like we all know Thunder Rosa is great. I don't know if Dave LaGreca has like a thing for Thunder Rosa. I don't know if he's trying to be for comedy, but it's over. We get it. She beat him up like 20 times. Like what? What is the point?
yeah. There's similar, and this is going to be a super unpopular opinion, but
Ooh.
similar to the way that you feel about Thunder Rosa, I feel that way about Hangman. I thought that for me at least, the ship on putting the strap on him sailed months ago.
I agree.
It sailed, before he took the paternity leave. I thought that like that's like, and honestly, when he came back for the poker chip ladder match, right? Is that's
Yep.
the name of that match?
So
I really wanted
him.
I really wanted him to lose, because I wanted it to be another note in that story of like he just can't quite get there.
Mm.
And I like, and then what also super confuses me is if they really want, him to be the next thing, they put the strap on him. Why did Daniel Bryan beat Miro?
Yes, that's what I'm.
I
Yeah.
don't get it. Because is Daniel Bryan about to? So in his first championship match, Daniel Bryan is gonna lose to Hangman Adam Page?
Probably.
What?
If Adam Page becomes a transitional champion, I guess that'd be cool. But it's kind of like, man, you keep telling me 2 years of long term storytelling to have him be a 2-week champ is lame. Let's be,
Yeah, and it's like it's just I would have much rather him started his climb back to the belt now, and then kind of let either Miro or Brian beat Kenny, and then he works to them and then beats them.
I like it.
I
actually like it. We actually got to move.
Oh yeah.
No. We'll say it one more time.
And then I was gonna say, and then when Kenny comes back from all of the stuff that he's got going on, Hangman, after Hangman's beaten Miro or Brian and he's defended the title, he defends it against Kenny, and Kenny can't get the title back.
Yeah. Because the Young Bucks are doing the whole like, yeah, do it, kill him. Just a quick question before we move on to our game tonight. Charlene says, talks about CM Punk's return, how he's being booked.
I'm cool with the return. I think he should have lost on Saturday. Because the win doesn't move the needle for him. Doesn't move it at all. But Eddie getting the win would have been a huge thing for him.
I feel like the golden handcuffs, right? You're Tony Khan, you signed the biggest attraction who hasn't wrestled in 7 years, became like a giant unspoken thing between wrestling fans. CM Punk's coming back. All right, you brought him out and you paid him, so you can't bench him. So you paid him, comes out, does commentary. It's like, is he going for a title? Is he just coming out and doing the attraction matches? Like, what is the point? Eddie Kingston hasn't won a feud of note in so long. It was like, okay, I'll take it. And this is supposed to be like a street fight blood feud.
Yeah.
And CM Punk does the Cena joke now.
Yeah. And as good as the match was, it just like it fell flat, because for me it was just like everyone was so invested in Eddie and his story, and it's like, yo, you put the man down again? Like, yo, at some point, like, when is he gonna get, his come up moment? And it's like we're reaching the point where it's yo, either shit or get off the pot, and like you're either gonna have to pull the trigger on Eddie or move on.
Well, AEW is so white. Dwain Burke, thanks so much for being on the show. But before we get out of here, man, you don't play a game, baby?
Yeah, let's do it.
This one here is called Underrated. I'm going to give you a topic, and you're going to tell me an entry that's underrated. It's not the best overall. You don't have to do that. Just tell me something to get the respect it deserves. Ready?
Okay.
All right. Beverage.
Fresca.
Oh, damn, that's very dope. Superhero movie.
Oh, this is gonna be a hot take, but
Hot take.
Green Lantern.
Oh, what? Really? No one watched that movie except for my dumbass. I saw it twice in theaters. Like, wow.
I mean, Green Lantern is my favorite superhero. I think the movie was good. It was nowhere near what it needed to be.
Yeah.
To like continue the story, but it was fine.
I'm the same boat. I like the flaws and all. I understand parallax is a big deal. Should have been a hate cloud. It should have been the actual parallax. But that's another thing for another day. App on your phone. Most underrated app on your phone.
I don't even know what apps are on my phone.
Do you have a phone, sir?
I do. But I'd have to like. Hold on. Let me.
Something that you use that most people don't know about. Like it's kind of like your kept secret. Like
actually, okay. I got one, and this is for all of my tech folks out there, or my camera operators, whatever. There is a app called, where is it? It's called CAD Rage, and basically what it does is you can pick the camera type and then the focal length of your lens, and it'll show you what your shot will look like.
Oh, wow.
Phone. Yeah. So if you're ever doing like location scouting or something like that, you can whip it out and be like, okay, so this is what my shot would look like from this angle using the cameras that I've got, the lenses that, you know, I've rented, without having to actually have it there on site. So you can speed up production a little bit. You don't have to do like day of run-throughs and stuff like that. So
that does not sound free at all. But
I think it's like $5.
Well, I'm sorry, bro. I will pay $40 on Wingstop before I do $5 for an app. Underrated comic book. Oh, well, before we get to that, Motorola is asking, what's the name of the app again? One more time.
It's called CAD Rage. CADRAGE.
Cool. Comic book.
Oh, comic book. Does a graphic novel count?
Yeah, well, of course it does.
Excellence. I don't know if you read it.
I have not.
From Skybound. It's all about black characters, black magicians. It's a crazy awesome story. I love it. I don't know a lot of people who have read it. But it also comes from like an all black creative team as well.
Oh, that's
so it's like it's super dope. I think they're about to release volume 2, so check it out.
I was into Thief of Thieves because like I think Sean Martinborough drove that one. His favorite artist. So respect the Skybound, giving people an outlet. A sports team. Underrated sports team.
St. Louis Blues.
Ugh. Go Isles. Actor.
I mean, a few years ago, I would have said Batista, but
I walk alone. There's been a danger.
But he's kind of like shown the world like, yo, take me seriously.
Yeah.
John Cena. I would in dramatic roles. I would say John Cena in dramatic roles. I think he gets a lot of credit for his comedy chops. He doesn't get enough credit for his dramatic work.
I got 6 more for you. Wrestler.
Luchasaurus. I think.
Yeah.
I think he doesn't get utilized near enough.
Dessert.
I don't know if you know what Bananas Foster's is.
Oh, I'm allergic to bananas, but I am familiar with the Bananas Foster.
Well,
that's fancy, brother. I respect that.
I mean, I love it. My family is from my mom's side of the family is from New Orleans, so like it's like a family thing. I got a family recipe that like I don't share with anybody, and I make it myself. So
so you don't even do like beignets? Like, nah, man, Bananas Foster. That's it.
I mean, I like beignets too, but it's Bananas Foster. Like, I would like get a beignet and like put Bananas Foster over it.
Whoa, dude, I should roll with you, bro. I got 4 more for you. Music album, as opposed to a comedy album.
Oh, this is hard because like all my favorite albums are like I think they're kind of popular.
Okay.
Maybe not now, but like I know they were like
I'll tell you mine. For me, it was Bubba Sparks' Deliverance. Like that's an album I really like, and it spoke to me at a certain time in my life. But no one really understands that because he was like a country dude doing rap.
uh I think I gotta make sure I remember the name of the album. But
Look at this guy trying to make sure people are all right, respected.
okay, it Trill by Bun B.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
okay. Shout out to
yeah.
UGK, man.
That was like my got like that album launched me down like my Texas rap like rabbit hole that I ended up getting into that got me to like Trade the Truth and Slim Thug and like all those guys. So it's like without that album, I wouldn't know half of the artists that I know.
Shout out to Texas rap, man. Lil O, back, or swag. I'm sorry, I'm swag. Pizza topping, man. This is a very popular question here. Pizza topping, most underrated pizza topping.
I'm a simple pizza guy. I think. Oh shit! Price went up.
Price went up for categories. $20.
They figured out what they had. They jacked the price up. So I'm like super simple. I think that the only thing that belongs on pizza is cheese, sauce, and meat. Like,
so what's the underrated meat then? Okay, everyone's doing pepperoni, but you pick.
I actually like chicken on pizza. Like chicken on pizza is pretty good.
Yeah, for me, because I used to get pizzas with my ex-girl, so I would pick a topping and she'd pick one, and mine was always mushrooms. So like it's always been this weird journey to find the perfect second topping now for a pizza. I've kind of rotated between olives or like meat or whatever, but mushrooms are usually my underrated pizza topping. Two more: fashion accessory, ascots, bracelets, watches.
No, I don't have a lot. So I have one weird fashion accessory, I guess. I'm not wearing it right now, but I actually have a hair tie. Like you can't really see it, but my hair is actually like really long.
Yeah.
And it's like decorative. It's not like a normal like I've got like a normal like plastic one in right now, but it's like dangly and it's got like
you got it from Etsy
like
or
bobbles
something?
on it. I think I bought it on Amazon. Maybe it's like it's got a slot like a cable lock slide on it too. But it's like it's the only like accessory really that I have. Like my watch, I have a simple Apple Watch. Like I don't wear anything else.
I gotta see this picture when we get done. I gotta see what it looks like, but that counts. And last one, man, most underrated action movie.
Ooh, okay. Equilibrium.
The one with Christian Bale and Tay Diggs.
Yeah.
I mean, but the ending with the I won't spoil it. Okay, fine. I mean, it's a good movie. I ain't knocking it, but that scene was always like, CGI, bro. Yeah, respect, man. Mine is I would say 22 Jump Street, 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street. I mean, I think that was really good action comedy movie, so I don't get the respect it deserves. But man, we made it, baby. We're at the hour plus of What's Up Flobo After Hours, man. Dwain, thank you so much for being on the show, man. You are doing a bunch of stuff. If somebody want to follow you online, connect with your show, be a guest on one of your shows, how they go about doing that?
If you want to find me online, you can find me anywhere and everywhere at Burke Made. If there is a platform and I'm on it, that's where you're gonna find me. I did a long, extensive search on every platform that I joined to make sure that I had a username that was available on all of them.
Smart.
So yeah, you can find me anywhere like that's YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, yeah, Letterbox. If you want to follow me on Letterbox,
I'm on Vero, so I don't feel it's
bad. like literally anything you want to find me on. If I'm on it, that's where you're gonna find me. You can find the Schmoedown at the Schmoedown on YouTube and the First Class League on YouTube at the First Class League, and then on Twitch at twitch.tv/Schmoedown. The season just ended for the First Class League, so we're uploading the entire season to YouTube right now, and then we should be back at the end of like Q1 of next year with season 2 of the First Class League, which is 100% live. So
Dang.
If it's fucked up, I'm sorry, but it's live. We can't we can't fix it.
I love hey man, yo, if you don't like it, tough. That's just the way it is.
I mean, we'll try better next time, but it's live. We can't. There's nothing we can do about it.
That's how I live my life out here in this pandemic era, man. Yeah, man. What's up, Flobo After Hours? Next week is the finale. Make sure you come back for that. 10 p.m. Pacific on all those platforms. Dwain, thank you so much for being on the show. You're a good brother. You're doing it for the culture. You're doing it for yourself, and you're doing it for the brand. I respect every aspect about you. Well, as we say, man, until next week, After Hours is closed.
The bed is in the land.